Today on CCX News, our record warm winter's impact on jobs, what the historic heat and lack of snowfall has meant for some local businesses. Governor Tim Walz is now encouraging small businesses impacted by the lack of snow to apply for disaster relief loans. Organizations like the Lopet Foundation say this winter cut deep financially.
So we had 53% fewer participants in our ski lessons, in our school programs, in all of the areas where we touch Minnesotans and get them outdoors and connected to nature in winter. So all of this resulted in a close to $1 million gap for an organization of our size.
The Lopet Foundation hosted the cross-country skiing World Cup last month at Theodore Wirth Park. Most of that snow has melted away. Meanwhile, Scott's Lawn Care, which offers snow plowing services, had to lay off nearly half its staff. After more than 20 large snowplow events last year, the company had only one such event this winter. It's reporting a 40% drop in revenue. As a result, for the first time, Governor Tim Walz says the federal government is offering low-interest disaster relief loans because of winter drought conditions.
I think what we're seeing now is the connection to climate change, and as Lauren says, the peripheral businesses that are hit by this. This is clearly because we didn't have moisture, but we didn't have that moisture in the form of snow and outdoor activities, and that's causing it. So I'm grateful to the administration when we spoke with them. We asked SBA to try and be creative on this. They did it.
According to Walz, businesses can borrow up to $2 million to cover losses through the program. The warm winter has also had an unusual impact on boating. So unusual, in fact, a Crystal Boat Shop hasn't seen anything like it. Here's Kevin Miller.
They say life is better on the water. That's as true for geese as it is for boaters. And with local water like Medicine Lake smashing ice out records, boaters are hitting the water early. It's something Midwest Water Sports in Crystal hasn't seen before.
We had some customers actually out using their boat in December and wanted to actually get out because the lakes weren't frozen fully on Christmas. They were out Christmas Day. We had another customer, the same customer, out on New Year's Day.
Manager Eric Sikowski says your brand new Mastercraft might not be ready to meet the water.
We know that at some point it's going to get cold again, and we do still have temps dipping below freezing, so had to curb some expectations and not allow some people to get their boats quite yet this year.
Boats are more likely to need repairs when the temperature drops.
In our world of towboats, it's more than just the motor side. A lot of people, there's just the concern of a motor freezing and having that cause motor damage. For us, it's ballast. There's so many different aspects of it that really could cause issues.
The shop is excited for a longer spring. It gives workers more time for a perfect repair.
If Mother Nature goes from cold, 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 and then instantly to ice out, we have a lot of customer boats that need to go out in a very short window, where in a season like this, where it's an early ice out, an early spring, it allows us to slowly have boats go out.
They hire seasonal helpers to slide under and fix dinged up deck boats. They recommend getting yours into the shop now if you want to kickstart that better life on the water.
If they have the ability to bring it in now, that's ideal, because then we can get it in and get it done. And once the temps do become warm enough for them, they're turnkey, go use your boat and have some fun.
In Crystal, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
And because of the warm winter, maple syrup season has started early in some places. This week I caught up with families getting a hands-on lesson with Mother Nature.
All right, welcome to our sugar bush here at Eastman Nature Center.
It's amazing what nature can create.
In Minnesota, maple syrup season is traditionally in March. This year, the season's a little bit weird. We didn't have much of a winter.
Let me give it a try.
And so the season really started end of January, early February.
On Monday, area homeschool students took to the sugar bush.
You can use a power drill.
Interpretive naturalist Brandon Baker walked them through identifying and understanding the trees that maple syrup comes from.
Maple syruping is about stories. And when families come out here and they are maple syruping with us, they're creating their own stories. And these stories connect them with nature and with place and makes them come to care about these areas.
Are you ready? You gonna give it a tap tap?
Kids got to help Baker tap a tree and watch it get sappy.
Terrific.
Baker says trying this out hands-on is one way for people to understand the land we live on today.
There's a rich history with maple syruping and sugaring in Minnesota. The Dakota and the Ojibwe have been sugaring in Minnesota for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
So we have these nice metal buckets.
By tapping the trees, kids are tapping into history. And they got to keep it going by collecting the sap in buckets.
Really, this is one of our few programs, I think, where you get to touch things and taste things and smell things, and it's all part of the experience.
Then they got to drop it in a cauldron and boil it down.
You see how it's still kind of clear?
It was a peek at the process, from start
The longer we cook it, the darker, the browner it's gonna get.
to finish,
It's sticky.
with their very own maple sugar taste test.
They're really living Minnesota history when they do maple syruping.
This is just one of a number of events highlighting syrup season. Coming up soon, the Maple Syrup Festival at Eastman on March 23rd. A New Hope Park will soon offer an alternative way for people to exercise outdoors. The New Hope City Council has approved a plan to purchase fitness equipment for Northwood Park. The city's plan is to install 7 pieces of equipment along the walking trail near the playground. The equipment could accommodate up to 18 people at a time and cover all major muscle groups. City staff members say it's also weather resistant. The overall cost is around $40,000 and installation is expected to happen in late summer or early fall.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.